Silverheels is the 1978 Pearson 424 Ketch I've owned since 2019. Since starting this channel, I've kept putting off a boat tour video of Silverheels because I never feel like I have her as clean, finished, and ready for such a presentation. But I suppose she will never be in a perfect state and never be ready, and it seems like sometimes you just need to say, what the heck, there's no time like the present. So, welcome to a boat tour of Silverheels. Firstly, I have to say that I love this boat. I've sailed her for a full 5 years and she is sturdy and fast. She is 42.4 feet long with a 13-foot beam and 23,000 pound displacement. Her waterline length is 33.67 feet with a draft close to 6 foot. Her overall sail area would be approximately 723 feet. Let's start the tour below decks, looking at the main companionway facing aft. On the starboard side is a navigation desk. The battery switch for the entire vessel is underneath that desk. There is a pull-out cushion seat for comfort. The VHF AIS-capable radio is mounted on the wall above the desk and can swivel to be accessible in the cockpit. There's some storage drawers where I keep most of the emergency signaling equipment inside the nav desk. I also keep some charts and essential documentation inside the nav desk. The main switches or breakers for the electrical system are found above the nav desk, and the main patch panel for the DC system is in the locker below the VHF radio, along with the engine battery. The engine itself is underneath the companionway ladder. Opposite the nav station is a double berth with storage above and underneath for personal items. Underneath the berth is the battery bank, a water heater, and further storage. Floor panels provide access to the V-drive transmission. Moving forward, we find a galley on the port side with a gimbaled propane stove and oven, a double sink, an ice box, and storage for cooking items and cleaning supplies. Water filters are found underneath the sink. A microwave is available when at dock and connected to AC power. Opposite the galley is a second companionway, behind which is a generous-sized head and shower area. A wet locker is also found adjacent to the companionway, as well as a small cabinet for a water maker. Floor panels here provide access to the bilge and holding tank. The bilge area is quite large. Proceeding further forward, we find the main Settee area, where a fold-out table is mounted on the mast. Each Settee bench on either side has pull-out boards to facilitate sleeping with lee cloths. Under each Settee bench is a 50-gallon water tank. There is ample storage behind each seat cushion, and there is further storage available behind the higher wall panels. The keel mast step with compression posts is on the forward side of the Settee table, where the mast electrical hookups are found. A diesel furnace is mounted on the forward wall, as well as some classic kerosene fuel lamps. Proceeding further forward still is the Vberth area, where a workbench with ample storage can be found on the port side. I love this workbench. On the opposite side is a wet locker, below which a patch panel for the mast electrical connections. The anchor chain locker can be accessed from the forward Vberth area. Under the Vberth is significant storage and an additional 50-gallon water tank. Starting above decks, at the bow, we have a mainstay with a furling Yankee cut jib. The windlass can support 2 bow anchors. A baby stay is normally snatched to the bow and supports a hang-down staysail. Moving aft toward the main mast, there are 2 bow pulpits, which makes managing the sails much surer and easier. The mast is almost 50 feet high from the waterline. The mast has winches and halyards for the main, staysail, spinnaker, and jib, and has a storage hoist for the whisker pole. There are enough cleats and hardware to support all operations at the mast. The deck has 3 top hatches and 2 door rats for ventilation. There's also a chimney for the diesel furnace below. As we move further aft, we find the forward companionway hatch next to the emergency survival raft. The jib fairlead tracks are mounted on the outer hull, and the running backstays for the staysail are mounted here as well. We work our way into the main cockpit, which I think is very wide and supports multiple crew members. On the cockpit deck, there are scuppers forward of the mizzen step. On the forward coaming is the engine gauges and starter. I've also added an extra B&G Triton gauge and a battery gauge on this coaming. A table is forward of the helm station and holds a large propane tank underneath. Underneath the seating, there are 3 large and deep lockers forming a horseshoe facing forward. The aft locker contains all the ship's extra lines, sheets, docking lines. The port locker contains fenders and boat cushions, while the starboard side locker contains life jackets, hoses, and electrical extension cords. The helm area has a compass mounted on the binnacle, a B&G Zeus chart plotter, autopilot, and extra Triton gauge. There is an emergency tiller stock under the helm and a manual bilge pump on the aft coaming. The transom hosts a davit to hoist a dinghy, and mounted on it is a solar panel. An external auto helm wind vane rudder is mounted adjacent to the swim ladder and life sling on the transom. As Silverheels is currently on the hard, we can also walk along the hull and admire the long modified fin keel of Silverheels with the feathering max prop. The skeg acts as a protection for the rudder. There's also a transducer with a speed sensor on the port side and a forward-looking transducer on the starboard side. The drain plug is low on the keel on the starboard side. That concludes this boat tour of Silverheels. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button for me. I want to thank my current subscribers. I really appreciate your support. Thank you all for watching. This is Sailor Eric. Until next time.